The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Tuesday, January 23rd on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN. You get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 different states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything in the store for the rest of the month when you use the promo code playoffs. So get on over there and remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Krog from Loyola Chicago Ramblers, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride. Shout out to the Broad Stop. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Tuesday, January 23rd. And, I turned 41 about 48 hours ago. And since then, I'm 4-15 ATS. It's getting awfully chilly over here in the land down under. I mean, look, if you listened to yesterday's show and you were, perhaps regarding my comments, and I'll introduce myself in a second, but youtube.com/the college experience. If you listened to yesterday's show, specifically my comments, I just want to play this regarding my comments.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And any new listeners that might have just tuned us in for the first time, they're probably saying, something like this.
The fuck is that?
I mean, there's only one other comment that I feel like, or clip that I think really hits the nail on the head here from old Pick Dundee.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
You can't win.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Yeah. That's a good one too. I need to find.
That's quickly. A great one. That's a great one.
You can't win.
From Rocky 4 or 3.
Yeah.
I think that's 4. Look, folks, this is gambling. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Pick Cold Ass Fucking Dundee. That's not a cold front. This is a fucking cold front. Look, I'll still play my little clips though.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
These were the worst 2 days record-wise of the entire season so far for me. And it happened to fall on the 2 days that I turned 41, like 48 hours, I've turned 41 years old. What a gift. I think the man upstairs or whoever, Tim Tebow, is, telling me, Dundee, you have a son coming. Stop blowing money like a fucking idiot. Anyway, And I'm going to ignore those things because my son needs to know, look, the most successful people have all gone through failure. So he can't just have nice things. We got to have him have shitty stuff in the house. All right. Never going to give him orange juice. He'll have Tang. All right. Simple deal. I am joined by my co-hosts. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the Big 12 College Experience, host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Money Line Mac. How you doing, man?
You call me Money Line Cold Ass Mac. I'm cold too, man. I think since you turned 41, I'm 8 and 14, 8. So it hasn't been good over here either. I think there was something that changed. Last week was a heater. It was winning day after winning day, and then a certain LeBaron came back and fucked up the mojo.
That is true. That fucking
you guys
Thunder
were
Snow,
20 games over 500 on Saturday. I don't want to hear.
Thunder Snow came
Might
in here
be like leveling out now to back to 500, but we're okay still. Like, this is still a good operation here.
It's not what I watched today. But
it's been a good 10 days. It's just the last two.
Like I said, Noah, this is.
Shit.
I have a sheet with all my records since November 6th. This is the worst 2 days.
Yep.
This is the worst 2 days since November 6th that I've had. And we're gonna recap it all. It started off with a nice bang because Northwestern State.
This summed up the night. They're up 10.
I know.
This was brutal.
How do you be up 10 and almost lose by 10? I mean,
up 10 with like 7 minutes to go.
Lost $100 here. Felt great.
Don't you love to when we give it out at 7.5 the night before? You wake up, you see 5.5, you're like, oh man, I feel like a sharp here. Then what do you know? They lose by 8?
9.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
They missed a layup with 3 seconds left. I said, all right, I'll go fuck myself. It's gonna be one of these fucking nights.
Yeah, Keith Luck boxed himself into that win. He tweeted at us after the game too.
The chat is calling you Mandingo Mac.
Hey, you gotta be able to make fun of yourself when you lose. But don't worry, I'm gonna give it right back when I fucking
You gotta be honest. Yeah, you gotta be honest. I mean, this is a real gambling show. There's no such thing. I remember I was stuck on this flight and I couldn't believe that Vegas Dave caught the promo on the flight that I was on. I think I was with Real Money Kramer. We were flying to, might have been Texas, right? We're on this flight and the fucking lead into the movie. The lead into the movie was a Vegas Dave commercial. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, but and it was hilarious because he took the Chargers in Foxborough. And we're just like, this is like when Brady was with the Pats. And it was like, what does this guy do in the playoffs? And but he's building this ad that he never loses. But I was like, dude, it didn't show the outcome of the game on the commercial. But I'm like, he took Phillip Rivers to win in Foxborough. But it was just hilarious because there's 50? Yeah, he's like, I never have a losing day. Never have a losing day. And it's like, you're full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have losing days.
Yep.
And if not, you're lying. You're lying to people because there's no way. And it's like the thing I say forever. If I knew every pick, like fucking Biff Tannen's grandfather, Griff Tannen, I would have a fucking casino. All right. I would never talk to you guys. You guys would come to my fucking casino, right? I'd be sitting there. I wouldn't even be at the casino. You'd be at my casino and I'd be in fucking Bora Bora, sliding down water slides off my off my yacht, butt naked. You know what I mean? This would be, but we got to give you the real side. Real side is I suck right now. I was 4-15 the past 2 days. I expect every 1-star review. And
you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a new day, baby.
Speaking of those 1-star reviews, today was the day that we're going to do the review giveaway. So even though if the listeners were picking losers, they still have a chance to win. Do you want to do that now? Do you want to do that in the middle? Do you want to do it at the end?
We can do it right now.
All right. So the more entertaining reviews are the 1-stars, right?
By far.
Okay. So this one's labeled terrible. You spend 5 hours recapping the night before. Get to your picks, the current ones, you bums.
Perfect. Appreciate that one.
And that was the only 1-star during the month. Yeah. So only 1-star. We did great apparently this month. So thank you to everybody. And then now I'm gonna read you 3 reviews here. 3 reviews here. I'm not gonna give you the name until like you guys pick the winner here. But the first one, I'm choosing the most entertaining ones here. This one's labeled the fucking shocks. All right. And then it's Ride with Colby, wager heavily with Mac, and fade Noah at your own risk. Great dudes and fun pod. All right. Then review number 2. This one's titled Entertaining and Helpful. This is a daily listen for me. Pick Dundee, Moneyline Mac, and Noah are funny and provide good knowledge about many teams that usually help the cause. The sound effects are great too. They also promote good values of friendship, loyalty, and integrity, an average of 2 or 3 times an episode.
Integrity is going to win, I think. But
man of integrity.
Yeah.
And then the last one is more sports entertainment than WWE. The college basketball and football experience is true sports entertainment. They can break down the games and keep you entertained between. These guys never ask you to pay X dollars for the stone cold lock of the day. They don't proclaim Uncle Vito in Vegas told them who would win. They talk stats, trends, and hilarious quotes, and they wouldn't, but never tell you who to take. They tell you who they are taking. They back it up.
Well, can I add in one?
Go ahead.
I got this message today saying, Dundee, you couldn't pick a fucking winner if your life depended on it. You're absolutely terrible. Stop talking in front of the microphone. That one's good. That one's good. Appreciate
That's
that.
a 1-star review. There we go.
Well, that was just a DM. That wasn't a 1-star.
I know.
But I like to think that it would be a 2-star. I think, they do follow me on Twitter, which I found ironic. Yeah. It's like you can message me without following me, but you follow me. So who really wins at the end of the day? No, I appreciate that. Look, and I deserve it. 4 and 15 is 4 and 15. But like I said, circle of trust here. I wouldn't be talking to you if I fucking knew every fucking pick. So Northwestern State. No, who we got to give it to? Yeah.
What was the winner of the 3? Which one was your favorite?
I like the friends loyalty bit shtick thing.
All right, so this one goes to.
But what about Mac though? What's Mac? Let's look. This isn't a fucking dictatorship.
Yeah.
Let's
for eternity, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, I like that one too.
All right.
Okay. Well, now it is.
I'm sharing screen. The winner is Rocker Steppers. It was given out on 12/8. Here, I zoomed in too far. There we are.
Hop on over to Twitter or X or whatever platform. Shoot me a DM saying, "Hey, that's fucking me." Huh? But couldn't anyone do that, Noah?
It would be like it would show like they left the review. They can screenshot what they've got.
Yeah. All right. Well. DM me. We'll send you we'll send you something. All right.
Rocker Steppers. Steppers. It was a good month. We had 1 star, but 6, 9, 12, 15.
I want more 1 stars.
21 reviews. Thank you all.
I want more 1 stars. Get on over there.
Leave a 1-star review.
Leave a 1-star review. And we appreciate it.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, what do we hey Dave's saying there's a 2-star in there. All right, we got the terrible. Love the terrible one. Oh, there's a 3-star. Read that 3-star. Hold on. Whoa. Hold. No, up. Oh, host, stop trying to bet sports and bet the games. People lean to y'all for picks.
I think stop betting the spots.
Oh. The fuck does that mean? What are you talking of?
He doesn't like our situational handicapping.
Get a fucking Dalmatian then, you fuck. All right, get the fuck out of here.
Got
I mean,
a
what does that even
Dalmatian.
mean?
What
I
are
don't
we
even
talking
understand.
about?
Yeah.
You have a
Why are you
Dalmatian?
shitting on Dalmatians? Yeah, I do.
Bieniek has a Dalmatian.
Now, damn it! Now we're gonna get one of these. We're gonna get. Oh my god! I gotta pull it up now because I got another one of these CG. I think it's CG Sportsbook K. AI portraits of myself. Now it's gonna have a pet Dalmatian instead of a gator. I don't know if you guys are aware of this.
I had one guy tweet at me. I think it was like yesterday or today. He's like, "You guys value coaching too much," and I'm like, "What? What do you mean?"
Oh yeah, yeah. No. Someone sent me that too, or tagged me in that too. What the fuck are they talking about? Coaching is everything in college basketball.
That's
the best
everything
team
in conference play with the.
Do you think San Diego State had the most talented roster last year? No, they did not. Nothing even close to the most talented roster. If coaching mattered, then John Calipari would win a fucking national championship every year.
Or Penny at Memphis.
Or I'm sorry, if talent mattered. Talent mattered. I can't fucking talk.
Yeah. Did you guys see this avatar that somebody else tagged me in today?
Yeah, that was great.
Now they're gonna replace the
That's
pet
great.
gator with a Dalmatian.
And shout out to CG. That's Chad G, man. Chad G's the fucking man.
Oh, that's Chad G.
That's Chad G right there.
I didn't know that was Chad G.
I met up. Look, I was on the road. Met up with Chad G.
All right.
We bought great fucking guy.
I love him.
Yeah, great guy.
The AI pictures are hilarious.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, we already talked. So our breakdown of Northwestern State was basically us bitching about 1-star reviews.
Brutal loss. That was my breakdown.
Yeah. He's gonna fucking if he's jumping in a pool, he's gonna want to stay down below the fucking water and just kill himself here after a loss like that.
Die of frostbite.
Yeah, exactly. Rick Pitino style. North Carolina 85, Wake 64. Good thing I didn't bet this. I did still pick Wake Forest, which was a horrible fucking pick. North Carolina is one of the best teams in the country. I'm not falling for the shit anymore. I think they're a top 10 team for real.
They are. I think I had them 3 today, or 3 or 4, I forget, but I just thought they were due for one, and Wake was up at the fucking half, and then fucking the wheels fell off. I mean,
CJ Sullivan was riding the Tar Heels. He said, "Can't believe you think Wake's going to cover this." Nice call, CJ.
The Demon Deacons like their 3 ball, and they only went 3 of 20 tonight. North Carolina's defense.
Yeah, and Bobby's talking about it in the chat. RJ Davis, man.
He went for like
he had
40.
36. He went
fucking stud, man. He's having a monster year, an absolute monster year.
Shout
Carolina
out to,
and Kentucky are good. It sucks, but they're good. It is what it is.
Shout out to Tommy B for the donation. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy B. Sorry about that. Appreciate you, Tommy B. And yeah, it's well. Anyway, no. I was gonna tell a story, but I'm not gonna do that right now. Tommy B's the fucking man. I lost $100 on Colgate minus 10.5.
Bad pick by us.
They were up 6 or 7 at halftime, but they still suck. I watched them, and I don't understand it because they have a couple guys from last year's team and the year before's team.
They didn't make any shots tonight at all.
Let me read this shot. Let me read this shit to you right now.
Freaking Staples.
They went 8 of 30 from 3 on their own home court. And then even this one is just fantastic. 4 of 11 from the free throw line.
Yeah. White guys can't do that. You got to make your free throws, white guys.
You shoot 36% from the free throw line with Staples. Everyone deserves to be fired. Everyone deserves to be fired. I mean, I don't even understand. They should have won by if you actually go through the stat sheet, if it wasn't for the shooting part, they out rebounded them, they outpassed them. I feel like they should have won by more.
I felt like the Kansas game, and we'll talk about Kansas and Cincinnati, and Colgate were the same, where Colgate just couldn't extend the lead. It was at 6 or 7, 5 or 6, and then they went through the fucking motions and couldn't make fucking free throws like Kansas, and couldn't cover the number.
For what it's worth, Lehigh was without 2 starters tonight too.
I know. The line went up, and I was like, "Oh God, here we go, more CLV."
Well, I lost another $100 because McNeese State, who by the way, game of the night here, but McNeese State decided to not play basketball for about 7 minutes to start the second half. Didn't score a point. Now they were down 1 at the half, but I'm saying it was a little more back and forth. But they had no business winning this game, in my opinion. They didn't score, like I said. I forget the minute mark, but I want to say like 5 or 6 minutes to start the second half. They didn't score. They battled all the way back, and one of the greatest, like if you had it money line, one of the greatest covers ever, considering what was it? What was that score with 30 seconds left? I feel like it was like a 5-point game with 30 seconds left.
4 or 5. And
yeah.
Corpus Christi just kept turning the fucking ball over. They just kept giving it to him.
And then the missed free throw, and like it basically tapped the ball perfectly to the rebounder, who basically misses. He misses, and then the second rebounder dunks it. That was hilarious because he got like a free layup, and he missed that perfectly to set up a tip in with a half a second left, and somehow McNeese wins. They're 17-2. But I mean, I took McNeese. The line stunk to high hell. I just thought there's no way that Corpus Christi belongs in the same gym as McNeese, but I lost money there. Did you bet this?
I did. This is a battle.
Okay.
I felt good. I felt good about Corpus Christi in the spot here. And shout out to chat. They're making a good point. How about the fucking idiot on Corpus Christi? He thought they were up 3. So he fucking fouls because you go up 3, you foul, and they were up 2. And I'm like, this stupid fucking guy. I swear to God, this is going to go to overtime and I'm going to lose the cover. But McNeese couldn't make a free throw. Neither could Corpus Christi. Good game. I mean, McNeese, they got the magic going right now. They had no business winning that fucking basketball game.
Yeah, unbelievable. Shout out to Chad Conley in the chat. He says you guys need to have the show not so late. Every other Monday. Remember, NC Nick's at Disneyland or Disney World, whatever the fuck, one of the Disneys, and we will go earlier on Mondays. Now, part of it is tough because a lot of times I'm at the studio and I got to drive back home. Like the studio is occupied, so it's a little bit harder to schedule than you would think. I live in Los Angeles, and you can't just travel fucking 25 miles in 25 minutes. It just doesn't happen. So
we would go earlier, but Sports Gambling Podcast, they use
they jump on at the studio. I'm normally at the studio, and they have their show. Yeah. So you just don't. The studio's booked.
Just wait for SGPN Studios #2. You know, we'll have like 3 setups going. There will be a TCE studio. There will be a SGP studio. There will be a CJ studio.
And here's a good way to look at it. 2 years ago, I would do this show at 9 a.m, the day of the games. The day of the games, or maybe it was 3 years ago. So people would bitch then, being like, "Why couldn't you do it earlier?" And it's like, oh. 9 a.m. Pacific, by the way, I would do that show. So,
another thing is we wait for the games to go final because we don't want to go head to head with people watching the games.
Circle jerks hilarious. Yeah. Stop betting on Detroit and build your own studio, Dundee. No, could do that too. Working on that, but
Detroit's better than Mississippi Valley. I can tell you that.
Point taken. Yes.
The studio he's in currently is new for what it's worth.
Too. It is. There's nothing on the wall because I've been here for like fucking 5 weeks, and I'm building shit for my son every single day. So yeah, we'll fix that. Maryland Eastern Shore did beat Queens College by 10. Shout out to Maryland Eastern Shore. Didn't have a line on that one. Couldn't lose that fucking game, huh? And then this one, we picked Incarnate Word. Good thing we didn't bet this because Incarnate Word was up like 5 with like 30 seconds left, and the game went to overtime, and Nichols won in overtime. So judging, I'm just so glad I didn't bet that fucking game. Shout out to Nichols. Shout out to Nichols to get the dub and battle back in San Antonio there. This one I did bet. New Orleans. Let me walk people through the final. New Orleans had a 4-point halftime lead. I feel like they were the better basketball team. Like I really believe if they played 10 times, they would win 8 of those. Now, what happened was this game was back and forth. Shout out to Houston Christian for competing very, very, very hard. And the stadium was a little more packed than I thought it would be. Still wasn't loud, but their point guard, who I'm drawing a blank on his name again, number 10. Is it, who the fuck is it again? Is it Maring? Is that it? No, that's the center. Anyway, their point guard tonight couldn't miss a fucking shot.
Marcus Green.
Yes, Marcus Green. This was unbelievable. He gets like to talking shit with Jordan Johnson, the point of New Orleans. And this is the most NBA game of the night because at this point, nothing mattered on the court besides these two, and they're going back and forth with one another. And Marcus Green was shooting highly contested threes, 3 straight possessions, highly contested, but was just absolutely wet. And unfortunately, Jordan Johnson, who's a very good player, he was killing me too, because on the other side of things, he thought he had to answer. And for the most part, ignored the rest of his fucking team and missed big time shots. What a win for Houston Christian. If they've now won 2 in a row to move to 5-12, I really feel like New Orleans was the better team.
Yep.
Pre shit talking where everyone decided to go ISO.
Yeah. I if I was one of the teammates of Jordan Johnson, pass the fucking ball. 13 to 33 from the field. He's
waving off picks like he's a guy, like he's fucking working on the fucking runway. You know, he's like, no. Like, I'm like, dude, play basketball. What the fuck are we doing here? We playing like
that guy was so fucking bad tonight. He went for 35 points and everybody would be like, oh, he went for 35 on 33 fucking goddamn shots. He single-handedly cost his team the game. Like you said, man,
if
that
I'm
team
the coach,
quit.
I'll be honest, even Green, I know it'd be hard to bench Green because he was so wet, but the percentage, there's no way it was sustainable. Like it worked tonight. Those 3 possessions were huge, but I would be irate. Even if the winning coach, I mean, I guess you're Houston Christian, you never win. So I guess you're probably just like, hey, let me get this guy a fucking Happy Meal. But at the same time, that was
awful.
It was NBA. For a second, it was like James Harden. We're watching, it was just like, okay, what are we doing here? Someone's come up, set some fucking picks. Can we get any movement with the fucking ball here? Yeah.
Speaking of NBA, like Cat and Karl Anthony Towns went for like 60 and lost tonight. So
yeah, I mean, Embiid went for 70, right? And I mean, this is a frustrating loss because I feel like I said, they play 10 times. I feel like they got this.
As long as he passes the ball, like they were moving the ball in the first half.
He finally passed one possession. One possession. Yes. And it was easy as fuck. It was like he just drops it down low. It's like, oh, there's a layup. Yeah, the good things can happen. I mean, fuck. I mean, you would think that 7-part Michael Jordan documentary where it's like when Phil Jackson came in, it's like, no, Michael Jordan, you're the best player ever. But you guess what? You got to pass the ball when they double team you. Pass the fucking ball.
Yeah, man.
Anyway,
did you see some of the layups he was trying to? He would get so deep in the lane and then he would just throw it up and it would hit the bottom of the rim. I'm like, dude, is this guy on the take? What is this shit?
Yeah, Dirk in the chat too is like Marcus Green was like an NBA 2K player. Yeah, Marcus Green, and I'll be honest, like, kudos to him for making those shots, but they were highly. I can't even shit on the defense because they were contested. They were highly contested threes that were just 3 straight possessions. Anyway, nice win, Houston Christian and Joel Osteen.
Won 2 in a row. This bastard.
We're fading the fuck out of them next time. They're not a good team. They're not a good team.
There's gonna be 60 locks on Saturday.
I'm fading the fuck out of them. I am fading the fuck out of them. I did hit on this one. Woo! Lamar minus the points.
Dude, they tried to blow this.
I know.
They had a 15-point lead with the minute 15, and it got down to 9. Yes. I go, oh my god, here we go again.
Commerce is a horrible team. So I felt very good to hit this one. Feeling good about this. Your thoughts on the classic we had between Lamar and the Lions of Texas A&M Commerce?
I was with you. I kind of was just like relieved that finally one did not blow on our end. I was like, oh my God, is Lamar really going to get backdoored and only win by 4 after all these other games that just completely thrown up all over themselves in the second half? So yeah, it's good to get a win.
Yeah, and then this game was hilarious. I didn't bet this, but Prairie View 78, Alcorn State 90. When I left the studio, I saw Prairie View was up double digits. Turned out to be not true. I didn't have this on the TV, believe it or not. We had the Kansas Cincy on the big, and then all the other ones we had either NBA, NHL, or college hoops on, but just not this game. What the fuck happened here again, Mac?
So shout out to I'm trying to remember who tweeted at me because I saw the score. I was score monitoring. Sports Observer, he tweeted at us when it was 30-18, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I go, really? Alcorn's gonna blow this game? And no, he said wrong team is ahead. It's actually 30-18 Alcorn. I go, well, thank God. So Alcorn was up 20, and yeah, this is a good lock for me.
That's bullshit. Someone should lose their job for that shit.
How does
Someone
that
should
happen?
lose their fucking job for that, because that's going across a sports book in Vegas, and you're thinking you have that many points and you're up that many.
Yeah.
Someone should lose their job for that shit. Shout out to Alcorn State. Nice play. You hit that. I'll play some fucking music for you.
I think every win I could get tonight.
Yeah.
Man.
I took Bethune. Didn't bet this. Glad I didn't bet this, but Bethune did blow a 6-point lead at the half. Maybe I think they might even had this thing up to 9 at one point. Arkansas Pine Bluff 76, Bethune 72. The Golden Lions. Did you bet this, Noah?
No, I didn't. I wanted to pop in here and make a joke because Mac's buddy Trey Mitchell, which is probably not Trey Mitchell, but he's in the chat.
Yeah. Hey Trey, you got to play South Carolina tomorrow.
And then this one. We need to do an hour on this one. Lost another $100. Mississippi Valley State plus 8.5 gets completely cooked as they lose by 11 to arguably like a bottom 10 team, and they were at home. 5. This is pathetic. Like, to me, Mississippi Valley, I don't understand it. I don't understand. Like, I understand the resource argument. I understand it more in football. What I don't understand in basketball. Like, I understand in football, you got to have a 70-man roster, whatever FCS is. I understand depth, resources. I get it. Basketball, however, it doesn't make sense to me. You can't be this bad. Like I was saying this pre-episode to Mac. I go, if you ever watch D2 hoops, so some platforms like horrible Flow Sports will have D2 hoops. That I actually think Mississippi Valley State would be like they would lose to about 70 or 80, maybe even 100 D2 schools. Like they're a fucking terrible basketball team. And I think we might have the clear-cut worst team in college basketball.
Yeah, FAMU's awful. For FAMU to be laying 8 and cover, that's ultimate rock bottom. And then the worst part, they try and charge you to watch their game.
Derek, wait. He goes, they're 0-20. Why are we betting them? Because they're playing a 2-15 team.
Need an 8.
They're at home.
You have to have a little bit Derek, of pride to win one game.
Yeah, Derek, we appreciate you, man. But at the same time, like teams never really go 0-31 or whatever. They normally win a couple games, and you got to find that spot. I know with Detroit, we might have went over the top, or Long Island. Because the fucking Sharks, it's fun, but and actually, like, Long Island, at least to me, has talent. Like, when I watch Long Island, I'm like, they have guys that I actually think are pretty good basketball players. They just can't put it together. This is horrible.
This is I can't bet them again. This is the last straw with this team, and they did cover for me plus 44.5 against Gonzaga. Never forget that, buddy.
So. Ken Baum's rankings have updated. Guys, so one of our favorite teams, Detroit. What would be the spread? This was a question asked earlier. That's why I'm bringing it up. What would you list the spread for Detroit, Mississippi Valley State? And then I'll give you what the number at KenPom would be on a neutral floor.
Wait.
Detroit's better than FAMU.
Yeah, Detroit is. They have better players.
Detroit laying 10.
Yeah, I would probably lay 8 or 9 at least.
Detroit would be laying 11. See, that's why Mac's so good at all this shit. 361 ranked IUPUI. How many points better do you think they are on KenPom?
You said they're 11. Well, IUPUI in Detroit, that was like.
I think Detroit's better than IUPUI, but I mean,
this is the second worst team. Second worst team against the worst team in the country.
9 or 10, 9.5.
It's also 11. They're IUPUI in Detroit.
I want to address Alfred's comment here. Alfred says you see something in Long Island that I don't see. Well, how about this? Ty Strickland, son of Rod Strickland, was a good player on James Madison last year. You see what James Madison's doing? Yeah. Like he transfers in. We knew he was good, right? Yeah. They have a couple guys to me that have transferred in that are good, talented players that we've seen be somewhat successful elsewhere. That's
Which I mean, I'll use the Patty C example. I'm wearing his shirt today. Patty C's fan club.
Shout out to Patty C.
SGPN store, 15% off with code playoffs. They beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi, who almost just knocked off McNeese.
Should have knocked off McNeese.
So I mean,
like Rod Strickland knows talent. Spots. Like I mean, he has talent. Like.
He's a terrible coach.
Yes, but that team is not that bad. Like as far as one-on-one talent, you know what I mean?
They just don't have a bus driver.
Yeah, they need a bus driver. They need a little direction.
And they can somehow not cover fucking 9 points when they're tied with 90 seconds.
Yeah. How about this though? I hit on this one. Mo Williams, Jackson State minus the points. Hey,
there we go.
Winning. I know what it feels like every once in a while. Jackson State's the best team in the SWAC.
Yeah, I mean they're right there. Them and Texas Southern. I think those are the two best teams.
I think Jackson State could actually give a team like depending on the draw. I think they could be the best SWAC team in a little bit, even though I know Grambling was pretty solid last year. There was a couple good teams last year, but I think they're a pretty solid team. I had my largest wager of the night on Weber State. They lost by 15 at Montana. Yeah. Hi. Subscribe to the college basketball experience.
Oh, man, I'm with you. I loved Weber in the spot, but Montana controlled that game. Weber's been hard to figure out, man. They won at St. Mary's. They've been inconsistent. They should have beat E-Dub last week. They led that entire game and then folded. So I don't know what we do with Weber. Maybe take them in February when they get things fixed.
And then I lost $100 on Kansas. I got to give Cincinnati credit though.
Yeah, I
Cincinnati played a lot better when they took that lead. What point was that when they went up like 1 or 2, maybe right before the half?
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I knew I was going to lose at that point. I knew I was going to lose it. Cause out the gate, Kansas kind of got up like 8 or 9 early. And I was like, okay. Whoa. Yeah. So yeah. And then when Cincinnati battled back like a minute before the half, took a 1 point lead. I was like, yeah, Cincinnati is much better. Than I thought they would be this year. And that's still, I mean, I knew that before this game, but I thought they would get fucked up tonight. Kansas, I have my concerns about Kansas actually, man. I know you tweeted out, Mac. I saw your tweet. I don't know that I'm all the way there though.
I feel like we say this every year though. I feel like this is a narrative.
Team looks worse to me than the past couple of years.
There's a certain element that Bill is not coached, and that's this Dickinson thing. Dickinson doesn't do shit. He just fucking walks around and fucking mopes around. He has fucking sucked ass the last couple games. I mean, he got dominated in Morgantown. And Pat Sumnick, I am happy for Pat Sumnick. Pat Sumnick should not be dominating Hunter Dickinson. And then I thought he sucked tonight. I thought he sucked the game before. I thought he sucked the game before that. He just looks like a vampire out there, no energy. And you wonder why Michigan fucking sucked last year with all those lottery picks.
I think it was when Cincy took that 1 point lead, or it might have been the possession before.
Yeah.
They just drove the lane. So the ball rotation just drives the lane. Dickinson doesn't contest the shot. It was like a layup. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck are we doing? I don't see Kansas play this bad a defense. That's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'd push back and say like they do this every year. I don't think so. Like I see more holes in this team than at least the past 4 or 5 years of Kansas basketball. So maybe they get it together. I don't know, but
for what it's worth, too, Dickinson was in foul trouble for a little bit of this game as well. So
I don't know how he doesn't play any defense. How does he get his fouls? He doesn't play any defense.
Yeah, he only played 30 minutes tonight. I mean, 30 is still a lot, but not as usual.
Part of me just says it'd be better fucking benching his ass and playing KJ Adams at the 5. I know that's extreme, but I would not be surprised if Bill sits his ass on the bench and then sends a message to him because he's not doing anything right now.
Yeah. And bro in the chat says 69 points. I would have figured they had 80 tonight. Agreed.
Yeah.
We should have bet this one. I felt good about this one. And I talked about a potential lock here. Montana State 77, Idaho State 70. I feel like I picked this correctly, and I feel like I probably should have bet this. Now this one we had on the TV, and when I was driving home, I missed. When I was watching this game, Stony Brook was kind of beating Hofstra's ass. I know you hit on this. What the hell happened here? Because I want to say, like, when I left the studio to come home, it was about Stony Brook by 8 or 9, maybe 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah, they went on a big run. They kind of punched Stony Brook in the mouth to start, and then, like you said, Stony Brook settled in. They pulled away. They were up 10, and then. Give Hofstra credit, man. Their back was to the wall. They needed a win bad. That was my whole angle. That they were so due for a win, and Speed Claxton made some plays. Good win.
Yeah, nice win there. I'll play your music. Got to play this as many times as we can. People are gonna forget this sound the way I'm picking fucking games over here. All right, folks. Look, let's get to tomorrow's slate. But we got game balls. Before we do that. Top game ball for me is I don't think McNeese. I'll say North Carolina. You beat Wake Forest. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm gonna sneeze. You beat Wake Forest, and I expected Wake Forest to cover and contest the game a little more than they did. But I mean, North Carolina's won like 8 or 9 in a row, right? I think it's 9 in a row. They look really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a lot of candidates tonight.
Yeah.
I'll go the Grizz. That was a good win over Weber. Very good win. That's by far the second. I was going to say Carolina. I think Carolina and Montana are definitely the top 2 wins.
I agree. I'll say my second win would be Jackson State because I do think Texas Southern might be one of the teams that can actually push them. You defended home court and you took down a team that makes the NCAA tournament. I feel like every year these days. So let's go Mo Williams. Let's move that. Let's keep that momentum going in the right direction. Who's your second game ball?
I'll go Sheila. I know we ate shit on this. They'd been struggling. So David Kiefer, Southeast Louisiana, the Lions, that was a big comeback win. So let's go.
Yeah. My third and final game ball will be, I think like the fact that Lamar is 10-9 thus far. They've been horrible over the past few years. I know it's Commerce and you should win this game, but you're 10-9 right now. That deserves a game ball. Give me Lamar as my third and final game ball. How about yourself?
I feel like we should give FAMU a game ball. They got a double-digit road win. I know it's over the worst team, but FAMU fucking never wins by double digits.
I think they deserve it. I mean, because you never know. Winning's contagious. You get something right there. They never went on the road. So you got to, I think that in hindsight, I probably should have given them over Lamar. Yeah, that makes sense. Folks, we're going to get to tomorrow's action. The slate is fantastic tomorrow. But before we do that, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Look, Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. They got NFL, NBA, NHL, college football, and college hoops. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win 100 times the amount of money you enter with some of those spicy plays they're doing. So what are you doing, folks? Sign up. But when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Once again, that's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code TCESGPN. Noah has been covering this Underdog Fantasy bonanza, dare I say. Noah, what are you liking for tomorrow's slate?
So I think we have an interesting game here in the Big 12. Houston hits the road to Provo, take on BYU. I think it's going to be a rowdy atmosphere. I'm going to take the lower on Jamal Shedd's stat combo for points, rebounds, and assists. Lower than 23.5. It's 10-2 in his last 12 games here. 3-2 in Big 12 play, and BYU is solid defensively at home. So I think this is a very nice spot to get in on the lower, on a price that is pretty high for one of the best players in the country here on Houston. So lower than 23.5 PRA on Jamal Shedd.
Let's go, folks. So hop on over there and check out Underdog Fantasy. Promo code TCESGPN. Let's get to the games because the slate is fantastic and we got bangers left and right. To open things up, we got Butler heading into Washington D.C. to take on them Georgetown Hoyas. This is at the Capital One Center. Bring your credit card. What, you get a free coffee? Some shit like that. Butler's laying 3.5. I think Butler's going to cover the 3.5. Georgetown has a huge game Saturday against Providence, the Cooley game. And I don't think Georgetown played great at Xavier. They did. They probably deserved to win that game. But one of the things that I've noticed about this Georgetown team is they struggle with consistency. I also think Butler's better than their record by a little bit. So I think Butler goes into DC. I'm laying the 3.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be on Butler here. Like you said, the look ahead with Ed Cooley's Super Bowl on deck. Do we want to lock Butler here, laying 3.5?
I think so.
I know they've let us down, but I think that they're on the outside looking into the tournament. They've lost 5 out of 6 before the DePaul game. I kind of think this is a good spot for them to put it on Georgetown a little bit and pull away.
Let's go.
All right, we're going back to Butler.
Double lock, baby. Oh, take them Butler Bulldogs. I'm going to keep the lock train going because when I see...
We're going to be on the same side on this one.
Now, this one has gone down a point. This is why you try to get the lines early. But even right now at 8.5, I find this to be too high. I also think the plus 320 money line is live. Dayton has won 12 straight games. They're on the road at LaSalle against Fran Dunphy. LaSalle's not that bad. They're with 10-8, but I'm saying they're not that bad. LaSalle's covering this. Sprinkle some on the money line. Lock it up. Double lock?
Absolutely. I think they're live in this game. They're way better than the record, especially when they're at home. They were right there against VCU and Mason. They got away from Mason late. Dayton, I'm seeing graphics everywhere. Dayton's longest win streak. This is a play down spot, play up spot for LaSalle. Let's go. Sprinkle some on the money.
Double lock. Let's go.
Dumpy.
Let's fucking go. LaSalle hasn't been good since the Lionel Simmons era. Don't forget about Doug Overton. Doug Overton was playing good ball after him.
Dane's got Richmond on deck too. Battle of the unbeatens.
Yeah, and next we go to the MAC. Akron's laying 7.5 against Ohio. I think Akron's going to fuck them up. Ohio's winless on the road. I don't think this Ohio team is nearly as good as previous Ohio teams. I think this Akron team, like I said, normally there's not that big of a gap in the MAC between all these teams, but I actually believe Akron's way better than every team in the MAC. I'm laying the 7.5. What are you doing here?
I'm on the other side. I kind of like Ohio. I think Ohio's live in this game. Remember, this is the John Gross Bowl. So these two teams don't like each other, and they're off the Kent State game. Akron's undefeated. I think they're due for one. And the road team has won. This game always comes down the wire.
My only thing is Akron's kind of been the class of the MAC over the past couple of years.
They have, but they will lose a couple.
I'm just saying, like, I think there's blood in the water right now. I think Akron's saying, "Oh, this Ohio team doesn't have Vanderplas, doesn't have all." You know, they had a bunch of different guys. Who was the Mark Sears? Remember? Mm-hmm. I just think Akron's gonna fuck them up. But okay. St. Joe's heads to UMass. Frank Martin laying 2.5 at home. I'll ride it. Give me 2.5. Give me minus 2.5. Yeah, I'm in. St. Joe's just wanted the buzzer. I'm in.
Yeah, they're fool's gold. UMass is good at home, man.
UMass minus 2.5. Minutemen, get it done. Duke is heading to the Shack to take on the Louisville Cardinals.
I want no part of this game.
Duke's laying 14. Now, here's the thing. Don't bet this until you know the situation with Jeremy Roach and Mark Mitchell. Because clearly Duke's depth is affected. They just lost to Pitt at home when they had some guys out. I'm going to take Duke, but don't bet that. I mean, I might feel decent about betting it if those guys are playing, but I need to know that. What are you doing here, Mac?
I think I'm going to take the points to Louisville. I feel like Louisville plays up to the Blue Bloods, and they always lose by like 10. So I'll take the points, but I ain't fucking betting this game. Fuck Louisville.
Florida State is at Syracuse. Syracuse laying 3.5. This number's come down a little bit since I did the daytime show.
14, yeah.
I'll take the Qs minus 3.5. I don't feel good about this game. This is anyone's game, really, but I'll lay the 3.5 with the Qs. They're at home, far trip. What are you doing here?
I agree with you. I mean, both teams middle-ish of the pack. Syracuse 1 game back. I think I'm going to take the points. I think it's a 1-possession game. I think it's a Miami game all over again, back and forth. So I'll take the points.
We got the Red River Shootout on the hardwood. Texas heading to Norman, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's laying 3.5. I will lock up the Sooners minus 3.5. 10-0 at home. I think Texas is counterfeit. I really like this Oklahoma team. What are you doing here?
We got a battle. I'm on the Longhorns. I think they're going to win the game outright. Rivalry, take the points. I think they win outright.
I don't get cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
We got a long battle. Dundee, Boomer Sooner, Mac, hook 'em horns. Any other points you want to make about this one?
Yeah, I think Texas is a little bit better than their record recently, and I think Oklahoma, Porter Moser has struggled against Texas, and I think the talent. I favor Texas. I think they get up for this one in the final one in Norman in the Big 12.
Texas is like Memphis. You throw too much talent and personalities, and you can't coach it. Before it was Chris Beard.
Well, they get up for the big ones. They shit themselves for the UCFs of the world. This is a big one tomorrow.
Oklahoma's winning this one. This is the best team Porter Moser's had at Oklahoma. They get it done. Ohio State is at Nebraska. This line's gone up a little bit. Nebraska's laying 3.5. I could be talked into a lock here with Nebraska. I'm certainly taking Nebraska minus 3.5, but I could be talked into a lock here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, who the hell thinks that fucking Chris Holtman and Ohio State's going to go on the road? Tamanaga, Magic, baby. They are so good at home. Lock that up. Cornhuskers.
Yeah, get this Ohio State bullshit out of here. Going out hiring Ross Bjork as your AD. Let's go. Let's go Huskers. Wisconsin, the Badgers are heading to the barn. This line has come down 1.5 since this afternoon.
I'm glad I got it early.
3.5 makes me. I'm still taking Minnesota, but no lock here. At 5, I thought it was maybe lock worthy. What are you doing here?
I'm locking it. I think Minnesota wins. I'm finally on the Gophers here at the barn. These two teams hate each other. Minnesota needs to get back right. Wisconsin coming in hot. They got Sparty on deck. Give me the Gophers outright.
No lock for me at 3.5, but Mac locking it up. The barn is the barn. We'll be rocking. This one's a lock. Ball State's laying 1.5 at Buffalo. this Buffalo bullshit out of here.
You're a hater.
Yeah. Ball State's good. Laying the 1.5. Let's go. What are you doing here?
We got another battle. Give me my Bulls home dog. They're better than their record, too.
No, they're horrible.
You're a hater of Buffalo and Siena. Siena fucked up the other day.
Folks, we got a battle. Ball State Cardinal for Dundee. Blue Bowls for Mac. This makes me think of the RuPaul bit that we were doing. RuPaul fired their head coach today, Tony Stubblefield, and I wanted to address this before we got into the games. I forgot. I thought Chris Mack would make sense. I know some people said, why would he take that job? Why wouldn't he? Money is money, right? They get that Big East contract.
Will Wade.
I thought my first thought was Jared Gillian, but they wouldn't. That's not sexy enough for DePaul.
Yeah.
Will Wade makes a lot of sense though.
Will Wade in Chicago.
Will Wade in Chicago would kill it. Chris Mack, I think, would kill it. He's got Chris Mack's got the history in the Big East at Xavier. You might even be able to say if Rhode Island continues to have a good year, would Archie jump over to Chicago?
Maybe, or he may stick it out and see if he can get a better one because he's already done the high.
I just figured they would be able to offer more money than Rhode Island.
Probably, but he may think that he could have a special team next year and make a run.
I agree with Mac there too. The name that I've seen in kind of like the rumor circle or rumor mill for this job that I don't understand, and I'm going to need you guys to explain it. Why would Bobby Hurley take this job?
What?
He was like mentioned out there as like.
Why would you want Bobby Hurley for this job?
Yeah,
I don't know, but
no, Bobby Hurley should want the job so he could just get more.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bobby Hurley might want it so he doesn't get so he can have a salary somewhat similar to what he makes at Arizona State.
I'm not going to say where I got it from, but there's another media source out there that's pretty large that was floating that out there as a top 4 option. I didn't understand it at all.
I don't understand why they would want him when you could go get a coach that's proven something. I mean, I guess Hurley kind of did at
Missouri
Buffalo.
Valley guys.
Yeah. What's my guy's name at Northern Iowa? Who's been there forever? He's a good coach. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Jacobson. Yes.
You know who was rumored for this job a couple years ago? Porter Moser. But I don't think he'd leave.
He wouldn't take it now.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, as in like 3 weeks ago.
Last year.
Jared Gillian would kill it here, but they wouldn't do that because he's got a losing record as a coach still.
Mike Bray.
That would be interesting.
Mike Bray, back in the Midwest, he knows how to get the most out of a shit situation. Mike Bray's a name to watch there.
I'm surprised though. What about the former Maryland coach, the Kansas assistant? I'm drawing a blank.
Danny Manning?
No. But he's at Louisville. So
Turgeon.
Yes, Turgeon.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to get back in.
Really?
Yeah, I think he hated the portal and NIL at the end. I could be wrong. I like Mike Bray. I kind of like Mike Bray at DePaul.
The name that I saw out there as well, just scouring the internet, Josh Schertz of Indiana State, with the year that they're having right now.
That's what I'm saying. They should try. To me,
that's an easy move.
Yeah,
he's won everywhere. D2 Indiana.
I like that one a lot. I like that one.
Bob Huggins.
That's too smart for them. Yeah, Bob Huggins. That would be. Yeah, they wouldn't do that.
He's a DePaul fan.
Isn't that a Catholic school?
Yeah,
they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
He's got to go to a grimy Mac school.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of examples. I think I was even thinking like, you take a shot at any of those Mountain West. Can they offer more money than the Mountain West? I don't know. Because Mountain West
they're in the Big East. They're in the Big East.
But the Mountain West, I think their TV contracts for football helps their basketball. The Big East doesn't have that, so that's why I was wondering that with that.
People are saying
Rod Strickland is a DePaul grad. DePaul grad.
You got to be able to coach. I don't care where you graduated from.
Yeah. Anyway, fascinating to watch that stuff go along. Where the fuck are we at here? Kent State's getting 1.5 at Bowling Green. No, I'm buying into Todd Simon and Garfunkel here. I'm laying the 1.5. What are you doing here?
I got a lock here. I'm on the other side. I think Kent's way better than their record. You kind of look at the MAC right now. Kent State's sitting at the bottom, not bottom, but 2-4. They're way better than 2-4. I watched that whole game against Akron. They're due for a big win. I like him here to make a statement. Rod Sendroff, give me Kent State, lock it up at Bowling Green.
Mac locking up Kent State plus 1.5. I'm on Bowling Green. Todd Simon doing a great job.
He's a good coach. They've overachieved though, and I think Kent State's underachieved.
Fair. Bowling Green has certainly overachieved. Kentucky's heading to Columbia, South Carolina. Kentucky's laying 4.5 points. I'm on the Gamecocks, man. I think the fact they're a veteran squad, I think this place will be lit for it. And they might not win, but I think they can cover it. What are you doing here?
I'm on the other side. There's going to be a shitload of Kentucky fans. I've seen this game. Kentucky, lock it up. I think Kentucky drills them.
Didn't they lose at Columbia last year?
No, they lost at Rupp by as a 20-point favorite.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Kentucky statement game here. South Carolina,
I think
too high a step.
I'm taking South Carolina though. I think the fact they're a veteran team is all the difference to me. Not betting that game though, but excited to watch it. Miami, Ohio is getting 1.5 at Central Michigan. I mean, Central Michigan's on fire right now. How can we fade the chips? No, I'll lay the 1.5. Lexington Steel sucks. I'm on CMU. You?
Yeah, I took CMU. They're off that big win. I was like, I don't know what to do, but yeah, I'll take the chips here.
Next up, Eastern Michigan's getting 5.5 at Western Michigan.
No,
I mean, the fact that Noah's not jumping in these bothers me.
Has he locked one up yet?
No, he doesn't. He got really scared after that thunder snow came through. He's really fragile. He's fragile right now. I look. Waldo's liquor pitchers are going to be fired, and people are going to be shooting them tomorrow. I will lay the 5.5 against EMU. Mac?
I feel like EMU is going to win outright. I feel like this is such a letdown for Western Michigan. EMU kind of spoils their good season. I'll take EMU, but I'm not betting them.
Pitt is laying 3.5 at Georgia Tech.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Oh, Bieniek.
What's going on, guys? I've got a couple of plays. They were just, for some reason, buried in the elite.
Post-traumatic snow disorder? That's what they're saying? PTSD?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Why? I mean, I've already bet Georgia Tech, guys. So, lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac, what are you doing here?
I like not to just say fuck Pitt. Pitt's obviously off the Super Bowl win. Hinson jumping up on the fucking table. Last time he made every shot, he didn't make a shot for a month after that. Georgia Tech. Also, I think they're pretty good at home. They dropped the one to Virginia. I like the bounce back here. Georgia Tech outright. Eat shit, Pitt, baby. Let's go.
Noah, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just an obvious spot. They just beat Duke on the road. Now it's a back-to-back road spot at Georgia Tech. Like Max said, it's not just a Gatorade dumping. It's a scores table jumping spot. Yeah, you have to fade Pitt here. Cocktail napkin like this too.
What do you got the cocktail napkin?
-2.5 for the Yellow Jackets.
Triple lock for the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, the Rambling Wreck. Wells Fargo is taking on Cornell. Something to note. There's no line on that. But I'm sure the banks will get bailed. I'm sure Wells Fargo will get bailed out. UAB is catching 4.5 at the Clits. This game's interesting.
Clits are hot, man. Like Bowling Green.
I actually think I should lay the 4.5 but UAB gets up sometimes for these games, but I'm still going to lay the 4.5 with Charlotte. The way that UAB won that bullshit game against ECU, I don't think it's sustainable. Give me the Clits -4.5. Mac?
I'm selling high on the Clits. I think UAB's a better roster. I think UAB wins the game outright. Lock up Birmingham. Let's go. I'm going back to this.
You're fucking insane.
UAB, baby. UAB's gonna fuck them up.
I don't think UAB's that good this year.
Charlotte's due for some regression.
Charlotte is due for regression, but I don't think UAB's that good this year. Noah?
Charlotte is due for regression, but the place that you pick against them is not at home. So far this season, they're 8-1 at home. Their offense doesn't really show up on the road, but their defense is stout. And again, at home, 8-1. They've covered this number in every win except for one of their wins at home, and that was Florida Atlantic. So here with UAB also has the Memphis Tigers on deck. I like this for Charlotte. Cocktail Napkins got this at -9.5. Lock it up.
Woo!
9.5. Get that cocktail shit out of here. This ain't a 9.5 point line. That thing's broken.
We got a battle. Noah Bieniek on the clit. Moneyline Max saying, "Give me them fire-breathing dragons."
If he's gonna cover the 9 the other way, baby. Let's go.
I got a lock for you.
Where are we going? Orlando?
We're going to Pittsburgh. Duquesne's laying 2.5. They lost at the buzzer last time.
I know it.
Duquesne wins this one against the Bonnies. I'm laying the 2.5.
You're gonna
I'm
make
laying
me do
the
it.
2.5. Let's go, Dukes. Come on, CJ Sullivan. Let's go. What are you doing here?
I already bet it too. We already talked about it with Duquesne. Bonaventure. They're not the same away from home. Duquesne is so much better than their record. They led Richmond the entire game. They lost at the buzzer against St. Joe's. They win this game going away. Let's go Duquesne.
Lock it up. Double lock. Yep. Clark's asking if Day-Day's playing game time decision, so they just got to get this. They got to get this now. Bobby Wag saying, "Get this Duquesne shit out of here." Perhaps. Folks, I want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by not Underdog Fantasy. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 different states. P2P social betting is a new and better way to bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes. Plus, there's a ton of fun social features that give it a feel of a social betting network, so to speak. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets, and get this, Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase down anyone for dollars. So what are you doing, folks? Hop on over there. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus today. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL postseason with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL or NBA or soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start research and start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything in the store now until the end of the month with the promo code PLAYOFFS. And we're competing against other shows. So college basketball experience, rise the fuck up. All right, get on over there. Get yourself a Pick Dundee t-shirt or a college basketball experience or an Eat Shit Pitt t-shirt. Do that. All right. Promo code PLAYOFFS. All right. We are back and I have another lock ready, loaded, ready to go. This one, I believe is a money line sprinkle. I think Loyola Chicago is better than VCU right now. Yes, they might lose the game still because VCU's home environment's good. But I think Loyola Chicago right now is a better basketball team. I would take them on a neutral against VCU. And I'm getting 5.5. This line's going up a point. Fuck out of here. Give me the 5.5 and the Ramblers. Sprinkle that money line. What are you doing here?
I'll probably take the points, but I'm not fading VCU at the Siegel Center again. That has not gone well for me recently. So I will. I'll take the points.
The Mountaineers of West Virginia are catching 7.5. I do still see an 8 out there. Called it at 8 earlier.
Get out of here.
At UCF at the moon bounce there.
Yeah,
I'll join you. I think they can cover this thing, and the fact that Jesse Edwards might play.
Yep.
I think they can cover this. I think they could win it outright. It's not a crazy thing to sprinkle the money line here.
Mountaineers are 2-1 with 2 ranked wins since I came back from Morgantown. Getting shit fixed around here. Mountaineers are going to win this game outright, just like they won the football game outright down there. The line was about 7. I think they were laying a touchdown. I said, get the fuck out of here. Get this fucking 8-point shit out of here. West Virginia outright tomorrow. No letdown over here. Let's go. We're going into the bounce house. Very, very golden and shiny nights, UCF fans.
Yes. Trey's cracking me up. Ever since I grabbed the skull bottle of it's vodka, but yes, that's true. That's maybe the curse. Toledo's
I think Edwards will be back. You touch on it. Everybody's asking. I think Edwards is back tomorrow. I don't think he plays the big minutes, but he'll probably come off the bench, I think.
Toledo's at Northern Illinois tomorrow. Toledo's laying 5.5. Lay it. What are you doing here?
Should we bet this?
No.
Toledo's off that loss to the Chips. Fringe lock. Check the picks page.
Toledo's been tough for me this year, man. Evansville is catching 13.5 at Northern Iowa. I think Northern Iowa is going to drill them. I will lay the 13.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Do you remember once upon a time when Evansville beat Northern Iowa this year? I don't think.
And they looked good early in the year. We said, how about this Purple Aces team?
Evansville hasn't won a game since. Fringe lock on Northern Iowa. I think Iowa.
You're right. I think check the picks page. I might be there. Belmont is catching 1.5 at Illinois State. Surprised Illinois State's favored, and that's all the difference for me. I will lay the 1.5. Mac.
Yeah, it's another lock. Illinois State's better than the record. Found some mojo Saturday. Continue it over the staples of Belmont.
Moneyline Mac locking up the Redbirds. Xavier is catching 8 at Creighton. Michael Creighton. I am locking up Creighton -8. I think they're going to drill Xavier. Xavier's had 3 straight wins. They look good. Not here. Not in Omaha. I am laying the 8 with the Blue Jays. Mac?
I'm with you. And, I know a lot of people will say they just played a triple overtime game. I think that may impact them the next game. I like them a lot here. I think they put it on Xavier just like they did last year. Lock it up. Blowout for the Blue Jays tomorrow.
Let's go. Steve Lavin and the San Diego Toreros, fresh off of a royal ass whooping from Gonzaga, head to Portland, where the Pilots are laying 3.5 points. I mean, my play is pretty simple. I think if I can find this, I'm fucking this up. Comedic timing fail. Yeah, I'm taking Portland. What are you doing here?
After all that, I'm taking Portland. I'll take Portland. I don't have a strong prediction.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
Don't bet this game. I don't feel very confident on my play. Missouri's getting 11.5 at Texas A&M. Give me the points, but A&M wins.
Question for you: who does A&M have on deck? I'm with you. I like the points. A&M.
They have Mizzou. They are home to Mizzou, I believe.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is my point.
Yeah, I was like, I said they're playing them, but yeah.
I was thinking Ole Miss, but yeah.
I'm with you. I'll take the points. Oh, damn. Trevor says Mizzou's going to win the game. I like it.
I don't know about that. I mean, that would be great, but I feel like it would be a close game. A&M prevails. Michigan is getting 17.5 points in West Lafayette. I will take Purdue minus the points. Noah?
What's going on, guys?
Don't tell me you're locking Purdue.
Dude, I'm coming in here to speak about Michigan because it's my team. And I'm going to advise the listeners
that Jim Harbaugh is the coach of the Chargers tomorrow?
No, please no. The cocktail napkin has this thing at minus 21.5. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. Michigan does not have another ball handler on this team other than Doug McDaniel. Jalen Llewellyn's still coming back from the ACL surgery. He was laboring in that last game against Illinois. Only played 13 minutes there. Only played 1 minute against Ohio State. Those are the 2 home games that you have, Doug. Then he played 33 on the road at Maryland, and he was rough. He had 3 turnovers, only 3 assists. Wasn't very active in the stat sheet at all. Namari Burnett, never been a point guard. Texas Tech, Alabama, now Michigan. He's expected to handle the ball here on the road at Purdue in Mackey. Just it's not happening. This is a game that I'm gonna watch, but again, like it's not gonna be competitive.
He's gonna be banging on his windows watching this game. Hey, Michigan's covered 4 out of the last 5 against Purdue.
Yeah, but
this is their worst team, though. This is their worst team, I feel like.
I'll take blue here to cover, but I'm not betting on this.
I'm not betting this either.
They're gonna backdoor the shit like Penn State did and lose by 15. That's
plus we should talk Dickinson, but like he would show up for Edey. So and just in harm whoever the big man was before Edey, whether it was Harms or somebody else in between Edey and Harms, Purdue showed up, or Dickinson showed up for the Purdue games, just like he would show up for other games against top bigs. It was just he lacked the competitiveness in every other game.
Shout out to Alfred44 in the chat who says, take Wake in the first half on all of their road games. They lose the games, but they are leading in the first half. Nice little nugget there.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston is heading to the Super Soaker, and they're laying 3 at the Super Soaker. You might even be able to find a 3.5 out there.
You should lock it.
BYU's winning this.
Yep.
BYU +3. BYU on the money line. The Super Soaker is for real. Double lock, it sounds like, Mac.
Yeah, and we talked about this on the Big 12 experience earlier. It's hard to go to Provo in the middle of the week, man, and get used to that altitude when you don't have time to get acclimated with it. 2 teams that are kind of similar to them, San Diego State and Iowa State, in terms of physicality, want to grind it out, have struggled out there. BYU makes shots at a higher rate out there. BYU pulls away, gets it done on the money line. Give me the Cougs of the Mormon Cougs.
Double lock. Boston College. The Eagles are coming into Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech laying 5.5. Give me BC to cover this. Maybe even win it outright. This isn't a lock, but I might sprinkle that money line. I just feel like it's a 1 basket game down the stretch. What are you doing here?
I was with you on this one. I like BC. I mean, they're coming off the big win at NC State. I kind of like BC here too. I think it's a back and forth game, but I'm not going to bet this. Maybe I will by the end. I don't know.
Wyoming is getting 17.5 at San Diego State. I can be talked into a lock here because I think Jeff Linder's bunch is better than 17.5 points.
They're coming off a money line win though. That's my concern is. But
this line is off though. Shouldn't this be like 11?
But San Diego State's off a loss.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, I just feel like I might end up betting this, but give me Wyoming in the 17.5. I mean, I guess it was a 17-point game in San Diego last year. So
I agree.
I just feel like it's a little steep.
Yeah, I'll take the points, but I'm not. I don't want to bet this because this could be one where we fucking lock it and then we know by the under 12 timeout that we stepped into one and we have no fucking chance of covering this.
Yeah. TCU is laying 4.5 in Stillwater. Give me Oklahoma State +4.5. I think it's a money line sprinkle here. They lost 5 straight. They should have beat Kansas State the other night. I think they get it done. Sprinkle that money line. What are you doing here?
Well, and to go further in detail too, TCU struggles in Stillwater. Traditionally, love Oklahoma State here. I think they win the game outright with you. They get their first Big 12 win. Give me the Cowboys.
Let's go.
They beat K-State in Manhattan the other night, man.
I know. I watched that whole game. Let's keep this lock train going because I think Boise State -6.5 in Fresno is a lock because I don't think Fresno's very good. I think Fresno is living off last year. And when I say that, they weren't great last year, but they had guys. Those guys transferred out. Boise's going to smack them. Let's go.
Battle. Letdown off the San Diego State game. This is going to be a tight game. I think Boise gets out of there alive, but way too many points. They got Utah State on deck after San Diego State. Great sandwich spot. Give me Fresno and them Bulldogs.
Noah?
Money line.
I think this was the smelliest line of the night because of the sandwich spot that Mac's talking about here. But Cocktail Napkin spit out a -11. Win it by double digits. I think you can win this by 2 possessions or more and still get a cover here by the Broncos. They can fight tooth and claw here with the Bulldogs in Fresno. But all you're saying is win, make some free throws at the end of this game. They're shooting 72% on the season, 74.5% in conference play. I think they'll be able to climb over the 6 number.
Dave here is in Fresno, California. He's 10-2 on Fresno bets. He's putting 500 on Boise. That's good enough for me. I've watched Fresno a couple times. I don't know how the fuck they won that San Jose State game, but let's battle. I think Boise wins by double digits. Let's go.
There we go.
Final game of the night. Final game of the night. Air Force goes into Vegas, catching 12.5. Give me UNLV, but I don't. No lock. No lock. Because UNLV lost to Southern. They're the type of team that would lose this game. We bet Air Force the other day, and I watched it and I was like, this team's horrible. They're a horrible team.
And they're brutal away from home too. They're even worse away from home. So I'm actually locking UNLV here. The look ahead here is not strong. It's San Jose State. So I think they put them on here. I think they put it on them here. Cocktail Napkin loves this one. This is the favorite play of the day. -22 here.
Whew. Mac, what are you doing here?
God, I want to lock Air Force so bad. It's just I don't trust Vegas laying these big numbers. I trust them in these big ass games.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they lost to Southern. By the way, we did cover the Illinois State game the earlier, Mike Ryan. But anyway, Mac, I'm sorry. Continue.
Well, no, and Air Force just took Colorado State on the road to overtime last week.
Yeah, but they also look like shit against New Mexico.
So UNLV has a 18-point win at home against Hofstra, a 15-point win at home against Creighton.
They also lost to Loyola Marymount.
A 16-point win at home against Stetson. I think Air Force is worse than all 3 of those teams.
Battle. Give me the Falcons. I got to get in on this game. This is a money line. This is a potential sprinkle the money line play.
That Loyola Marymount loss was not on campus.
Now we got a problem.
Campus.
This is a fucking Vegas letdown.
Hey, you whine and complain about Sam Boyd and then not playing there.
Yeah.
So when it fits my narrative, I'm playing a bet here. I'm gonna use it.
I whine and complain because they have a classic stadium.
Oh boy, here we go.
I don't whine and complain because they have a faithful fan base.
Oh, I'm not saying they have a faithful fan base, but you've got a stadium that seats how many? 18,000. You can get 6,000 in there, and it'll be loud. It's not like filling the Roomba vacuum with 6,000.
That's
and
true.
It's 80.
That's
80,
true. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't have faith in you. Like, I took UNLV, Noah, but I don't have any confidence in that play. Anyway, folks, that's our show. That's our top play of the night. Mac, do you know your number one play of the evening off the top of your head?
Big Blue.
BYU?
Michigan?
No. Big Blue Nation.
I love how we both said different schools when he said
Big Blue Nation at South Carolina.
That's how you know Kentucky ain't Big Blue.
South Carolina let down.
That's the one you like most?
I love Kentucky here. I think they're a level ahead of South Carolina. I think they're going to drill them.
I'll have you know, Colby's been clamoring for me to start playing DFS, like get deeper into it. My top lineup tomorrow is going to be a South Carolina stack.
Woo! There we go. I think the best play personally, let me think about this one. Noah, do you know your top? You said UNLV is your top play, right?
Yeah, it's UNLV at home against Air Force. It's the nightcap. Really easy.
I mean, the game that I feel best about, I believe, would be. I'm gonna say, give me Oklahoma State against TCU. If it wasn't for that, I would say it's gonna be one of the home teams. Like, I feel pretty good about Creighton. I feel pretty good about BYU. It's got to be one of the home teams for me. Taking it on the road, I even feel pretty good about Oklahoma.
I was going to say BYU or Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska I feel good about too. I would say I mean, I know we just gave away 1,000, but I'm saying I want a home team as my top play tomorrow. Folks, give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. He mentioned DFS. Come play DFS with us. And Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The college basketball experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. We're grateful that you've been rocking with us even through this cold streak. I mean, it's going to happen every year. It happens. But we are grateful regardless. Grateful for all the 1-star reviews. Appreciate each and every review in general, but especially love those 1-star reviews because it only, fires us up to get more 1-star reviews. And appreciate you guys all. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Just did a college basketball show there. Also check out the college baseball experience. We had a Pac-12 preview that dropped. Also the college football experience will be live on Wednesday. The FCS college football experience just talked about all the coaching changes within the FCS. Check it all out, folks, and get the SGPN apps free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. Shout out to 20 Hooks, who's going to go catch the Bombs Down Under episode with CJ Sullivan and myself. That was dropped earlier today. Yes. Check out all that good stuff, folks, and appreciate you all rocking with us as always. Until next time, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
It's got me thinking about the good shit. The minute that I seen your grill again, it made me good trip. Good dog the mind back like dog will wind that. Man, I didn't get mad when you near me hit me can back, but the comings on was strong. Now my shit's coming along, you know the song. The truth is I'm pretty much on fire again. It's heating up for real, I'm alive again. And that's the attraction factor. Vancouver, Michigan with my rap disaster. Yeah, you know you want it how you want it. No need to trip cause I got it, doggone it. It's all yours and the extras too. All the super music and the sex for who? Just get it straight cause it caught me in a good mood. Let me demonstrate what this time of year could do. Yeah, sing it. Last time you got the hot shit that I made, I was not the hot shit. Why? Going through them transitions, wham this in, damn listen. I can make the biggest chain glisten and wouldn't have shit to do with shit but some chips in. I don't get down like that. I'm the super rap mammal with the crown of fact. I'm so sore thumb, sticking out like some stick gum. Out the back with the beat smack. It's dumb, dumb hot, crazy sun hot. More often than not, and not monotonous. And got the hits in the holes is bottomless. Bottoms up, cause I'ma just beat them damn guts to submission. It's in the job description, that's what I was missing.